Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to embed your spooky stories for Haunted Dexter projects in a Google Maps pin drop location. In order to do that, you really need to start with your Google Doc of your spooky story first, which is why I have a sample story up here for you. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a copy of your current draft. Now, it's up to you, but you may want to do one last editing run through, maybe have a parent look at it or a friend, and try to fix any last mistakes. Even though these are graded, there are still a few mistakes that snuck through, and the public will be able to see these, so you may want to do one last little bit of editing. But anyway, for our purposes today, the first thing you want to do is you want to make a copy of it. Reason being is you want to make sure that the public gets to see a different version than is the one that you'll kind of continue to have in your drive. And the other positive is the comments that are probably littered all along the side will go away when you make a copy, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. So to do that, simply go to File, make a copy, and when you're coming up with your copy document name, call it your title. So whatever the title is of your spooky story. Mine, for this case, is just Spooky Story. And then put a dash, and then I want you to put your name. Again, your title should not be Spooky Story. It should be a more creative title than that. But for our sake today, we're just going to call this Sample 1 Spooky Story. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make that copy. Notice the new name, and notice that the comment disappeared. Once you have this copy, the first thing I want you to do is remove your page number header. That's an MLA formatting thing. It's not what anyone cares about, so we're going to go ahead and delete it and make this more of a publishable piece. The other thing you can get rid of is the proper heading on the left side. Delete that out. That's MLA format. No one really cares to see all that stuff when they're reading your stories. After you do that, you want to go underneath your title, and I do want you to make sure your author's name is there. So let's write written by, and then your name. And if you want, you can throw an extra space in there before your story starts. Okay, and this should be good to go for your spooky story to become publishable in the Google Map. Okay, one last thing that you will want to do is you want to make sure you save your sharing options. So go ahead and click that share button. And you don't want anyone to be able to mess with your draft anymore, because this is your writing and you want people editing it or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to go to advanced. Actually, take that back. We're going to go to, here we go. Go to change. Okay. And we're going to click anyone who has the link can access, no sign in required. So go ahead and click that. And just make sure that down here on this access line, it is can view. Again, you don't want people to be able to edit. You don't want people to be able to comment. You only want the public to be able to view it. And anyone with that link should be able to do that, even if they don't have a Google account. So go ahead and save that as well. And we will come back to this doc for our link in just a moment. So in your email, along with this video link, there's also a Google Map URL address. And it should take you to something that looks a little like this. I'm going to show you how you can put in a pin drop location on a map, and how you can also there include your title of your story and the URL or the address of the actual doc. So to do this, I'm going to do a sample one. What you want to look at right here is this little pin drop feature. It says add marker. Before you get there, though, make sure that you figure out where your location is on this Google map. And some of the things may already be labeled that you've chosen to do. Okay, so that's fine. You know, for example, if you were going to set your story at the Dexter Bakery, you might sneak your pin just right on next to it. Okay, you don't need to use a pin that's already there. But anyhow, you want to find the nearest you possibly can to your location. And for our sake today, I'm going to use this little pond that's across from Anchor and Beacon and Mill Creek Middle School. So again, I'm going to go up to this add a marker pin drop, and I'm going to click right in that pond. And what I'm going to call this is it's going to be the title of my story, and it's going to be my name. So I will call this the Dapco Swamp Monster. Again, didn't really write that story, just pretending. Okay. After you've done that, you want to go back to that copy you've made of your draft and make sure it's the right one. You want to make sure that it has the correct title. Okay, so here's mine, Spooky Story, my name, and I'm going to click shareable link. Again, we already changed our settings here, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to simply copy that link. We're going to head back into our map, and we are going to paste it just like that. And then we can press save. Now, if you wanted to, you can go back and you can edit your title. You can edit the URL if it didn't work. You can even add a picture or an image of the area if you wanted to, but we don't really need to worry about that. The only thing I want you to make sure you do, though, is I want you to have the same color for our way markers, our little points. So we're going to use this kind of orange color. And that way, when our map is done, they will all look similar. Now, if you click in the more icons, there are some really funny icons. Let's not use those for this. Let's keep it professional. Let's simply use the orange way marker. And then it'll automatically be there and it'll automatically be saved. Okay, and eventually all of our stories will be together on one map. Once all of the locations are in there, I will change the settings on the map so that no one can edit it or mess with it, and that's what we'll send out to everybody else. Make sure you ask me if you have any questions about how to do your pin drop locations of your spooky stories. But there you go. As you can see, it works just fine.